The one silver lining out of this very gloomy cloud is that I think among many circles there's a recognition that the set of beliefs that we had, such as that markets are self-correcting, are wrong. That markets are necessarily efficient. That belief is clearly wrong. Not universal, and it's to me very striking how many economists still say, well, there are always exceptions to a rule, and this is an exception. In my own mind, events like the Great Depression, the Great Recession of 2008, really are ways that we test our theories. When everything is going on normally, we don't have a good test. In the same way that our understanding of the human body is really enhanced by pathology, seeing how it doesn't work in the way that it normally does. When things are working normally, it's very hard to see, to really understand the ways in which things work. What is particularly hopeful for me is young students I teach. Very interesting experience at Columbia. We've always had the students get exposed to a variety of ideas. We've taken more seriously the intellectual marketplace idea, and they spend about half a year out of their first year graduate macro course studying the representative agent, the neoclassical, the perfect markets model. And then they, with some twinks, I mean, they don't just do the extreme versions of that, but then they spend, I teach the final part of the course where we talk about all the ways in which markets don't work and explain the kinds of problems, the crises, give rise to crises, why there's unemployment, why there are bubbles, and why the bubbles burst and what happens as a consequence. Last year was the first time that a number of students came up to me and said, why are we wasting our time studying that perfect market model? It's so clearly irrelevant. They wanted to have more of their time devoted to understanding the kinds of issues with which INET is concerned. My best students have been involved in trying to understand how the ideas related to the kinds of concerns that INET has been concerned with. So, old expression, you know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. The hope is the young people who haven't yet committed themselves to, you might say, a flawed set of ideas, that have their eyes more open. And to me, that is really the hope of INET, that we provide them an opportunity to look, to think about what are some of the alternatives. Many of them, I think, are entering economics in the same motivations that led me to enter economics. They could have gone into physics, they could have gone into math, they could have gone into other subjects, but they thought economics provided a way in which they could exercise their intellectual faculties on problems they think are important for society.